Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this episode of What's Wrong with My Strategy, I am going to be talking about how I got scammed. I'll see you in the video. Guys, you know what? Before I share that story, I'm going to be telling you guys just some little best practices when it comes on to businesses and figuring out how you're going to do a relationship and when you're going to vet somebody to do a relationship with in a business. The first thing I'm going to say, and this is obvious, but I'm still going to say it anyways. Be careful of who you do business with. Not everybody will come to you. It's one thing when you go to find somebody, but when they come to you, that does not still necessarily mean that they are a good fit for your business. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. Make sure that you vet this person. You do simple things like Google search. Ask around. Find out about this person, because if they are who they say they are not the only person who is going to tell you that they are that person. So make sure you do your research and find out who is this person that you're getting yourself involved with. All right, that is the first thing I am going to say. Another thing about a business, a small business, is talking about you're just in business, and even a veteran in business may feel this way also. Realistically, sometimes you're gonna feel like you want to quit, and maybe you should. I am not discouraging anybody from business. I have failed more than I have succeeded in business, and I am still involved because I always think that I am a business person at heart. That's where my passion is. And I am going to be doing entrepreneurship no matter what. In any different sort of business that I'm involved in, I'm always giving my best and I'm always hoping for the best. But if it fails, I'm going to be moving on to the next. And I also think if you don't have a mindset like that, it's really going to be a little bit challenging for you in business, because you never know what's going to be that thing that sticks, right? So you're just going to always be trying and always be improving yourself to get to that thing. But when I say you're going to probably feel like you want to quit, and you should, this is not to discourage you from business, right? And I'm going to give you some tips just in a second on how to make sure that you're in a space that you want to be, so when you get that quitting feeling, you don't give into it. But there are times when we do get that quitting feeling, and we should quit that business, not quit entrepreneurship, but quit that business and go start something else, or be more fully involved into something else that is going to bring you a different result. Maybe it's another business. Maybe it's another job. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody. And the sooner we wrap our heads around that, it can give us a better outcome. Some businesses are just going to stay in the side of the face. Some businesses are going to stay in the mom and pop stage. Not every business is going to become a giant. But at the end of the day, we're doing something because, one, there's a necessity for additional sources of income. But okay, guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share this video with anybody who needs to see it, because let me tell y'all, they're gonna want to watch this video. So don't be selfish. I'm gonna give you guys 3 things that I think are gonna be important for you to know, and I think these things are gonna be something to consider and to think deeply about when approaching business. The first thing is, which is gonna sound redundant, but simple is always best. Start something that you enjoy. If you have a 9-to-5 that you don't enjoy, let's just talk. Let's just reason. Sister to sister, sister to brother. Let's reason. If you have a 9-to-5 that you don't enjoy, tell me why it would be any practical sense in this to go start a side hustle, to go start a business that you don't enjoy. No, let's stop. Let's stop. There's no sense in it, in my opinion. You need to start something that you enjoy. Make sure you enjoy it. Something that you actually want to do, you're passionate about, you get fired up, and you want to be involved in it. Because let me tell you something, the work is never going to be easier than your job. It's going to be harder than your job. Because at your job, your boss is telling you what to do. Your boss is telling you what to do. Whether you have supervisor or manager, they're the one. The boss is sending down the information to the supervisors and the managers to give it to you. Or if you're the manager or the supervisor, they're sending it down for you to do and then give it to your staff. But guess what? You're not in charge. No matter what high position you have, you're not fully in charge. So you're taking orders from somebody. When you have your own business, you have to do everything. If you don't show up, the business don't run. Okay? Let's talk about that for a second. If you don't show up, the business don't run. So you have to be on your A game at all times. And when you get staff, you are responsible for everything that they do so that they can get their money, so they can come to work. So let me tell you, the pressure doesn't get easier. So if you are not enjoying it, if you don't even have some form of pleasure coming from it, some form of appreciation, some form of excitement, you're going to want to quit sooner than you ought to quit. All right? So that's the first thing that we're doing. We're making sure that we're starting something that we enjoy. And this next one is probably going to have you guys up in your sleeve. But let me tell you, I'm on here to give it to you. So if you want to take it or leave it. But let me tell you something, when you start a business, you have to put money out the window for the next 2 years. Hey, let me say it again for those in the back. You have to put money out the window for the next 2 years, at least, if you want to build a business that's going to last. Yeah, you have to. Because chances are, you're probably not going to make enough money for that period of time. Also, if you're so focused on the money, you may not be focusing on what's most important here, and that is bringing value to the people, to the customers, to the clients, to the employees. That is what the focus should be on. The value that you're bringing to the space. Because guess what? People don't just buy goods and services. They buy end results. They buy brands. Right? They buy something that makes them feel good and look good. They just don't buy products and services. Otherwise, every business will be selling and making bank. Every business is not making bank. So you know what? This is where you capitalize on that by providing value. If you're not enjoying this business, you're not going to want to do something that you're not making money from for 2 years. I know that we all come into business for the money, and that is also very important, because there would be no point of you go starting something that you're never going to make money from. That's rubbish. But you put money out the window for a small period of time and work on developing the brand of that business, the reputation of that business. And then you start becoming the go-to. You know, one thing about me, I love me a hot and spicy sausage. But whenever I see Grace, I take it up without question. Even though they are pricey, but I take up Grace without question. Other brands, I question them. I'm very picky about taking up other brands because I already know Grace as a brand. So even though it's more expensive, I know what it tastes like. I know what I'm getting. So I'm willing to go with that brand. Just a small example. Right? One thing my dad told me, always have a steady source of income. One thing he said that he regretted was to not have a job while building up his business. Because you know what? That way you don't have to rely on the income from the business so much, so you can take the money and keep putting it back in the business so that it can grow and become the 7-figure business that you want it to be. So have a steady source of income. A 2 years period of time, you're going to build up that business. You're going to keep your job. You're going to hire a team to manage that business and keep putting money back into the business so that you don't have to run it no more. And then because we're talking serial entrepreneurship, we're going to take some more money from our 9 to 5 and we're going to start another business. And we're going to keep repeating that cycle. You're going to find that after a 5-10 year period, we have 5-10 businesses that know we can comfortably leave our job and go work that business, those businesses. And at that point, because you already had teams, you're just like directing it. You're forming this holding company. You're doing things that are going to span generation. Now you have a lot more time to even come up with different ideas to build more businesses, and you have the capital to back it. So you understand what I'm saying? To put money out the window for 2 years. 2 years is nothing when you know what your goals is and you know what your vision is, because the time is going to pass anyway. But it's just, how do we want the time to pass? The next thing is start small and work your way up. Just like I just explained a while ago. You know, we have that one business, we have our job still. We start as a side hustle and you have your job. When you start making enough money, then you register your business as an LLC. You get a bank account. This helps you to build a line of credit. I can do a video talking a lot more about that. It also helps you to qualify for a bank loan, because if you go to the bank to request a loan, they're going to want to see your credentials and your documentations, your registration for your business and all of those documents. So you have to have them. And I'm going to do a video talking about when to borrow a business loan, because I think timing is very important, and you can borrow a business loan that can either hurt or grow your business. It can become bad or good debt. So I am going to talk about that in another video. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to do that video. Which other videos you want me to do, whether video on line of credit or video on the business bank loan, and I can talk about that in a little bit more details. But when you develop that business now and you have a reputation over a period of time, that helps your business. Now you can probably also start attracting angel investors and other investors to your business, right? And if you want to do self-funding, you can still do that, but maybe you don't want to do that because you can take that money to start another business, and you keep working your way up. My inspiration are, yes, people who are at the top, but I'm also inspired by people who are working their way to the top. And one of my biggest inspiration is Dr. Trisha Bailey, who is Jamaica's first female billionaire. I really just love her story and just how she go about building herself up to where she is every day. And it just teaches me as a aspiring billionaire to go after my dreams and to put in the work and to do what is necessary and to start small and to work my way up, which is why I'm telling you guys this. I don't talk about things on my channel that I don't agree with. If I don't agree with, either I'm not going to say it or I'm going to come on here and talk about it in my point of view, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to start small and work our way up. Now, for what you guys have been waiting for, the story of the hour, which is how I got scammed. Guys, this is not the easiest of story to tell, but I wanted to come on here and be very transparent with you guys because there would be no point of me trying to build up my brand on false pretense. Now, I already talked about on my Instagram. If you're not already following me, follow me on @KristaFinance on Instagram and TikTok. I made a post on my Instagram detailing this a little bit more in terms of the fact that I chose to close down Amoresolbookkeeping Bookkeeping because I wasn't getting enough results. And because of you being my loyal YouTube followers, I'm going to give you this exclusive story time, which I'm not shared anywhere else, right? And this is just how I got scammed. Last year when I was starting on my business, someone reached out to me on LinkedIn. And I was in the stage, he was telling me that he could give me funding for my business, and because I was in the stage of development, I was thinking, okay, maybe I could use that money to do a little bit more marketing and advertising for my business to put it out there. And he offered me a particular sum of money and so forth. And after conversating with him for a while, he told me that I qualified for the line of credit, which is what he termed it. I said, okay, I went ahead, but I started to get a lot of confusion along the way, but I was just pushing my feelings aside, which is something that you should not do, guys. Follow your instincts. They are often, always, never wrong. Your instincts, they're there to protect you. Follow them, okay? Because if I was following my instinct, I would have not been in this position because I felt like it was something that I should not have went on ahead with. But because I wanted to grow this business, I was just like, probably it's fear talking. I tried to talk myself out of it, and I tried to convince myself that maybe it's fear. So I went ahead, and that fear cost me my business one, and cost me to have to pay a sum of money to somewhere that I didn't even get a service from, right? Anyways, they told me that I qualified for a certain amount of money, and they sent me some cards. But there was nowhere near the amount of money that they sent me, and they told me after a while that I owed them like $5,000 or $5,000 for what they did for me. And I was very confused because at one point I was no longer hearing from the guy who reached out to me. I was talking to like 16 different people, and when I tried to reach out to him, I never heard from him. And after I told him I'm not paying any money, he found my number all of a sudden and started to reach out back to me. So I heard back from him after a very long period of time, and I was letting him know what happened, and he was telling me he had no idea. And I was like, you think I'm very stupid? Anyways, I told him I don't have that $5,000 to pay. I'm not paying that because I did not get any service that I thought I was going to get for sure. So I'm not going to pay that. And they said they gave me a discount and they charged me like $300. So I still ended up having to pay something for something that I didn't get. But I am just sharing this story to just let you guys know that not because somebody reached out to you means they have good intentions. You didn't go looking for them, but not because they reached out to you meant they have good intentions. That's not what that means. So don't buy into this idea of because they reach out to me. No, always question everything and follow your instincts, like I said, and do your research. Research and find out and ask people. Because like I said, if somebody's who they say they are, other people will agree. They're not going to be the only one who thinks they are who they are, right? So question everything and do your research, and make sure that it's something that you are okay with taking the risk in. Do not feel pressure to take on anything, whether that's investors into your business or anything. So I didn't close down Amoresolbookkeeping Bookkeeping because of that instance. I closed it down because of many other different reasons. It was very time consuming. It was within the time that I was also doing my master's. I was definitely not mentally in a space to fully functionally run that business. So that's why I deviated from that. Now my goal as a businesswoman, that I want, the business that I really want to focus on, which I'm working on, is financial and business consulting. I enjoy entrepreneurship, also building up my own businesses, but also teaching people what I have learned from my experience and just people who I've spoken to, how they can use this information to really steer the business into the direction that they want it to go in. So I am not going to deviate from business, but for right now, I am just in that stage of trying to really put things into place to do what I want to do and to share the information with you guys. So that's just the scamming story. More details, but I just wanted to summarize it so that you guys can get the picture of what really happened, and just so you guys don't make the mistakes that I have made, because that was one of those things that I regretted. But you know what, this is life, and we do not live in the past. We always try to move forward. So I hope this story serves as an inspiration to you guys and not just something to be pity for, because guys, I am fine. I have been evolving from that story. I am still here, thankfully to God, and I am just really working on coming back into the business space. So don't feel any form of sorry for me. I am fine, guys, but I just wanted to share that with you all so that you guys know, if you don't see me talking about bookkeeping, that's what's up. I know I said a lot in this video, but it's well overdue. I was supposed to probably make this into 2 videos, but guys, I've been away for a while, so this is just your sweet treat for now. That's all I have for this video. Share this video with anybody who needs to see it. There's so much gems that I drop. I'm not tooting my own horn. If you don't agree, or if you do agree, type it in the comments below. Let's talk about it down there. Share this with your friends and family and everybody who needs to see this video. Leave a comment, like I said, like if you did like it, and we'll talk next week. I'll see you in the next one. All right, take care.